I was born in China, but when I came to America at the age of 5, suddenly it was like my Chinese was different from what was being taught in the Chinese schools, and of course English, I didn't understand a word of it.
You're in American school now, you have to speak English, don't speak Chinese. I mean, that does nothing for embracing your identity and embracing yourself.
Mrs. Lau came in to our parent-teacher conference, and she said, Miss Lee, I come from Hong Kong, and we speak English and Mandarin and Cantonese. Why can't you, as a Cantonese-speaking teacher, why can't you teach Kinney math and Chinese? I didn't know how to answer her.
There was also about 3,000 Mexican Americans who speak only Spanish in the school district. So the school district just did not know what to do. Their attitude is that these children brought their problem, their non-English speaking background, into our school district, and we can't do a thing about it.
The Brown versus Board of Education case in 1954 said education is perhaps the most important right. Well, how could you have a right if the kids don't know what the heck's going on? I thought that a lawsuit concerning the rights of non-English speaking children, non-English speaking students, what they now call English learners, would be something that just had to win. It'd be so easy. Why someone hadn't brought it, I have no idea.
I have to give a lot of credit to agencies like Chinese for Affirmative Action because they had data.
The data showed that the Chinese-speaking students were getting far less. Percentage-wise, there were many more Chinese-speaking students getting nothing.
So we knew from the very beginning that this decision is going to reverberate across the country.
I had KCBS on, and the 8 o'clock news, the lead story, U.S. Supreme Court rules for Chinese-speaking students. I won, I won, I won!
Lao won, now we can have more bilingual programs. Then everybody said, oh yeah, let's do it. Without having enough teachers, especially ones with Chinese capabilities.
A lot of these teachers who, again, had relatively little seniority were under threat of being laid off. CIA was meeting with district officials and also going up to the State Board of Education in Sacramento, getting recognition that teachers that had the competence to provide this kind of education should be recognized and retained because they were providing important instruction in the classroom.
When you're teaching, it has to be about the community within the classroom. Within the bilingual classroom, the students are comfortable using their own language. And not only are they comfortable using their own language, they're comfortable using it to learn content. It allows the parents to communicate their needs and their wishes and not having to feel like they're lesser.
So we have no choice but to mobilize the community. We mobilize the parents, we mobilize all the legal experts, all the educational experts, language experts.
We kept at it through newsletters and free book giveaways and testifying at the school board meetings, sitting on superintendent search committees.
Regular school board meeting, which can sit about a couple hundred people, is too small. We had 500-600 people jamming those meetings.
Consistently hammering on the fact that we needed to be part of the school district curriculum. What we needed was just beyond language. What we wanted was something that would validate what is their life here in America like.
I think we've definitely made progress. For sure, we've made progress. However, there's still a huge amount of work that needs to be done. We're trying to talk to our other teachers and we're trying to say, how can the other teachers, the math teachers, the science teachers, the social studies, how can they support their language learners? How can they support their immigrant students? Which is exactly what Lau versus Nichols was all about 50 years ago, and we're still asking those same questions.
I think Lau, was a major catalyst for the movement for bilingual access to many things beyond education.
As a teacher, I was most proud of being part of the movement that shifted the whole idea that English is the only status language that is valid in this country. What makes this country great is that we have more than one tool, which is English, but we can have more than one tool to use to learn about ourselves as well as learn about each other.